I went to the beach yesterday and felt guided to take a walk on along the water. And my family, we were the first to be at the beach. It was about 10 in the morning. And I just felt like I was going to find something special. I just have a very strong intuition about things like this, and I felt guided. So I was walking along the sandy seashore, and I saw loads of mussels like this one, big ones. But I thought, well, I actually found some that looked like they were still alive, and I threw them back into the water, into the tide pools. It looked as if a huge storm, an undercurrent, had washed up, pulled these beautiful old mollusks from the bottom of the seabed, wherever they were, and washed them up, because they were everywhere. Then I saw this big one just sat there in the sand, and I went to pick her up. And it's funny, I called her a herb because she has a face. See her smiling at me right there. And I only just discovered that a few minutes ago. So I picked her up, and I could feel she was very heavy with sand. And she did have a crack in the side. So I just tapped her against a large boulder, gently tapped her to get most of the sand out. And then I walked back to where my husband and daughter were on the beach. And I sat down in the chair next to my husband, and I said, "Look what I found. This beautiful old mussel." So then it was still hinged. Right now it's broken. It just broke a few minutes ago. And I pulled open the hinge a little bit slowly because I didn't really want to break it. And lo and behold, I found these pearls in here. 2 clear black pearls. I mean, definitely black pearls. And a third one that is a blister pearl, but I don't know if it's not of any quality. Certainly doesn't have any luster or anything. But whether or not there might be something underneath it, the calcification, I don't know. It could be a third black pearl. So what it looks like is, at one point, maybe there was a beautiful skin over this pearl. And I have a feeling this mussel was actually dead for a long time. The shell was probably just rolling around in the bottom of the sand in the current, or was protected because it had the sand around it. But it was still, the sand was all compacted around the pearls. Yet it was probably rolling around the bottom of the seabed for a long. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And then eventually, because of this big undercurrent, the storm pulled it up to the surface. And so I don't really know much about these types of pearls. I don't know if this is worth anything. To me, it's worth a whole lot. I'm just in love with these. I already love pearls, and I've always wanted to find a natural pearl. And I've done some research since finding this one yesterday, and I can't find a single photograph of any pearl from a saltwater wild California mussel. So I did find something that said that you can find pearls in California mussels. However, most of them are very small and not of any value because the skins, aren't really, they're not beautiful. They don't have beautiful nacre. And I also saw somewhere that it said that it's really rare to find a black one. And these, and also very rare to find a large one. And this largest pear-shaped one, which it actually looks like it could be unlodged from the shell. And then that calcification around it chipped away, and then you'd have a beautiful black pear-shaped pearl. And then next to it is a round, slightly misshapen or chipped, damaged, I'm not sure, round black pearl next to it. So to find two pearls, let alone maybe a third one, the blister pearl, but two black pearls in one shell, I never heard of it. Certainly not from a California mussel. So anyways, I just wanted to put this out there. If anybody knows anything about this, I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much. Bye.